Welcome back to another episode of Oritech. We are standing on top of our Oritech that we built in the last episode. And as you can see, we've actually made almost 10 blocks of progress all the way throughout, which is pretty darn good. But as you can see, this has stopped working and we are out of power. Yeah, it didn't take really that long to get here. And I think we're out of power because our fuel thing back here ran out. I did a little bit of work on this offline because I was trying to figure out what was going on. It does not seem like these are infinite, which I guess was my assumption, and we maybe already knew that. But I've moved it over now so that it is at the very top of this thing. And for the time being, we have oil, but I've disconnected, again, for the time being, our quarry because I don't want it to burn through all of our remaining oil before we get some other source of power. That means in this episode, we need to get another source of power. But I promised in the last episode, we need to do something about our storage because my inventory is the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life. My chests are the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And this chest is also really horrible. So everything sucks and it's the worst. And I think we can fix that really simply with some refined storage. So if you haven't ever worked with refined storage, it has only a few components, which I think is different than AE2. Basically, the things that we need is a controller, which is like the brain, a disk drive, and then a thing to interact with our disk drive and stuff. This thing is basically a computer, and we put in drives into them. Drives can be made like so, and then this is, again, kind of affordable. So everything here seems kind of doable, and I think we can afford everything here. But we need to get started on making stuff. The first thing is this thing called quartz enriched iron, which is iron and quartz. We have a bit of iron. The first thing I want to do is get a controller, which requires a machine casing and our quartz enriched iron. So do I actually have? I have 2 quartz here. Oh, and another 13. So we can make some quartz enriched iron. Let's do 32 of it because I don't know how much we're actually going to need. And then we are going to need, I think, stone, but maybe andesite will work for our machine core. Andesite will work. Fantastic. So now that we have this middle part, we need an advanced processor, which is expensive. We need a slime ball. I don't even know if we have slime. How do you get slime? Ooh, I don't have honey. We could go on a little honey adventure. So I guess let's head out a little bit further than Taiga, and I should get shears at a campfire. Prepping is not my strong suit. So in order to find some bees, I need to do some bee con. And I think there's a oak forest over this way, which I feel like has the most chances of spawning bees. I see some bees around. I'm really hoping this just has a honeycomb in it. Can I tell? Does Jade say? Yes. Oh, and the answer is 0. Fantastic. Bees, can you go back to your home? Nom, 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 nom. Oh, it looks like they're trying their best to get to these flowers and are maybe freaking out. They are. Okay, let's make way. Oh, heck yeah, this is working fantastically. Is there any chance there's a sheep around? I should have brought wool for a carpet. There's a strat. Oh, maybe it works with trapdoors. So there's a thing with carpets where if you put them in front of a bee's nest, it will force the bee to not be able to escape, but will still let other bees in. I'm hoping that's the case with trapdoors as well. We now have bees, all 3 of them in here. Our trapdoors in front of them so they can't get out still. I am going to protect these guys from the ailments by trapping them in a box so they live here forever. So right as it's getting nighttime, it's actually the perfect time, yes, to break this, because this will give me the opportunity to put this here and get my little escape hatch. Fantastic. And now I go to sleep before mob spawn. Nice. And our bees are here. They shouldn't be able to get out. And this is now my honeycomb farm for the time being. We already have a honey in there. Oh, I can't even right click it yet. Okay, I guess we need to wait for honey there, which is probably going to take a while. A full Minecraft day has passed and we have enough honey now. So they're not going to be able to get me, right? I know I could put a campfire down, but I kind of don't want to. I guess I actually can. Nice. Okay, we have 2 pieces of honeycomb, 3, which means 3 bits of, what does it mean? 3 bits of slime, which then equates to, it's like something like 18 or something of the whatever processor bit that we need. So we should have plenty of those now. And I may not convert all of them to slime at the moment in case we need honeycomb for something else. But even so, what, like a 10-minute AFK session over there? is not too shabby, getting ourselves 3 of those. Now that we're back home, let's make 2 slime balls in our assembler. And then I probably want to get started on making more silicone. And as a reminder, I need quartz dust for that, which I have quartz. But honestly, we're going to need so much quartz, it's probably worth going to the nether and grabbing more. So what I'm going to do is pick up a backpack number 2 with nothing in it and just go out on an adventure. I really did have to spawn in the only terrible biome. Can I get anywhere from here even? Nope. The most precarious... I don't even know what the word is I'm trying to say. Precarious? Precuriously? Is that a word? Precuriously? I think it's a word. Let me know down in the comments if precarious is a word. I'm trying to think of the word that's like, it's placed in a dangerous spot. Whatever that word is. But anyway, I'd like to get like, maybe a stack of this. That will give us a stack and a half total of silicone, which should be enough. I've collected just over a stack, and now I need to figure out how to get home. I think I have to go that way. Ooh, scary noises. You're kidding. That's crazy. Bro tracked me that whole way? Okay, how do I get past this group of 3? I guess I just send it. Oh, they're chasing that. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Ooh, low health. Heal, heal, heal. There were so many of them. They all had enchanted stuff. And I wanted to get some blocks so I could block off the most dangerous hole right outside our portal. Okay. I think that's good. Let's leave. So as I said, we have a stack and a bit of nether quartz, which means we should also have ample opportunity to make whatever this is called. Raw silicon. So we now have a lot of silicon. We now just need redstone and diamonds, which I think I have... Oh, a few. Wait, do I have more diamonds in here? I do, and more redstone. Incredible. So we should be able to make... And I think I want to make 5 of these. Wherever have they gone? Right here. I can make 16. I definitely don't want to make that many just yet. I don't know what else I'll need all of this stuff for. But we have our raw advanced processors now, which is going to be cooked into our advanced processor, and then we should be able to afford our controller, actually. For this, though, I need to grab our quartz-enriched iron, and can we just make it? We can! Refined storage! There we go! So, I actually want to get this set up maybe here, which means directly underneath it, oh, is outside! This is the trials and tribulations of having this type of base. How would I do this? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have it in the basement, since that's where our power generation comes in at. I'm going to pop it here, and this may be a stupid idea for the time being, but I promise it'll be smarter. Because I'm planning on, hopefully soon, giving ourselves a wireless grid, or potentially a wireless crafting grid. Ooh, we may not be able to do wireless crafting, but a wireless grid will work for sure. And that'll let us access our refined storage from anywhere within a radius. So I don't think it'll be too much of a hassle to have down here. Energy cable on over and pop a refined storage there. There we go. So it's already powered. We now need the other 2 things that I mentioned, our drive disk, which is relatively affordable, and our crafting grid. So both of those require a machine core, so we have 2 of those now, and then I think, yeah, we just need more quartz-enriched iron. Am I really out of iron? I'm not fully out of iron just yet. Oh, and I am going to be out of quartz in a second if I don't keep some of this. I should be able to make quite a bit more of our quartz-enriched iron. Let's make our drive disk. There we go. And then we need to make something called a grid, which requires some fancy things. Okay, hold on. Let's place down our drive disk. This can go here, and then we need drives to fill up at least one of these slots. We don't need all of them full just yet. Before we get there, let's make ourselves a grid. So a grid is going to require some improved processors, which is the same thing that we just built, but with gold instead of diamond. That's pretty easy. And it's also going to require some construction and deconstruction cores, which require a raw basic processor, which is the same thing again with iron. The most embarrassing thing about this is that the iron one may be the most expensive for us, but I'm hoping we have all of the ingredients for both of these. I only need 2 of each of them for right now. We now have everything we need to build our destruction core, and then this is going to be our construction core, which then means we can create our grid. And then in order to make a crafting grid, we need an advanced processor and a crafting table, which we have. Oh boy, let's pop this here. So we should see, yeah, this is working. Well, maybe. We don't have any drives. And this is, I would say, the expensive part. So we can get rid of all of this. This has been crafted. Now we need a drive. So this first one is actually pretty cheap. I think we can make this right away. Yeah, we can make 10. After that, though, it gets quite expensive for us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make 3 of these and make myself a 4K storage, because we can only make so many of these refined processors. And with all 4 of those made, we can make our 4K storage part, and we should then be able to make our 4K storage disk. Okay, now we can put this in our disk drive, and we should be able to put items in here. Oh, I could just dump it. I could dump everything. Oh, it's so nice. And we can also see the item storage that we have in here. We still have quite a bit of space. So I'm going to just dump everything and hope that we have enough space for all of our items. And with these 2, that is all of our items. I want to sort this way. Yeah, there we go. So we have the most cobbled deep slate and lapis, which is kind of hilarious. And then biomass, that makes a ton of sense. But what we do have is a ton of raw stuff and a lot of good components. But this is 3,852 items. Oh boy. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do storage wise. We will get to it at some point, but we need to get back on track with our quarry over there. So I need a way to generate power basically infinitely for this quarry to work. And I am aware that there's a biomass generator and maybe some other generators, but one that I think would work the best for our situation that I totally have is a big solar panel. These things, so expensive, so ridiculous, but I think they're pretty cool. So how much? So this generates, or it has a capacity for 200,000 RF. That's not terrible. I don't know how much. The base generation is 32 RF per tick multiplied by the core quality. So it scales from 32 up to 224. So it's actually not good. Because let's see, what core would we be able to use? Could we make an improved one? We could make an improved one. Could we make an advanced one? Yes. How many cores does this need? It needs 15 cores. We technically have enough andretic compound. Oh, we can't make that. To make 15, I think. Yeah, we have 18, but I don't know if that's worth doing. Maybe I've changed my mind with what we're going to do with the second part of the video. Well, one thing we could totally do is make ourselves a powered furnace. This thing, I was looking at the comments from previous videos and saw that there is actually a powered furnace that I just didn't see last time I was looking. And this thing's actually super affordable. All we need is, we've done it. And we could pop this kind of wherever we'd want. I want to put it here. I do need another multi-block on top of it, but we have literally a billion of those. So plonk it in. There we go. Okay, I feel like we now officially have most of the things baseline that we need, and that maybe it's time now to get into automating stuff. And I think I have a plan. Instead of using the stupid idiot, what's it called? Solar panels, we could use plants. So in order to enact my plan, I need to make another destroyer block. These things, still kind of expensive. Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough steel or iron or biosteel in order to do this. So I am going to have to go mining. Well, you know what I'm going to do? For the next 2 hours, I'm going to go mining. I am going to try to just get as much iron as I physically can. I'm going to bring enough food, enough torches, enough of all that stuff. My goal is just iron, not any of the other materials or anything like that. So let me get queued up with the mining session, and then I'll be back. 2 hours is up, and I think this might genuinely be the most efficient and successful mining session I've ever had in my whole life. This is ridiculous. I spent probably an hour getting Fortune 3. That was totally worth it. There's no chance I would have gotten anywhere near this amount of copper, iron, nickel, diamonds, lapis, anything here if I didn't go grab myself some fortune. So that was super, super useful. I do think this is going to completely fill up our storage. It will, because we have 60 space. Well, at a minimum, we can at a minimum, we can get started on crushing our iron into iron dust and small iron dust. I'm not going to do all of it right now, but we should have a bit of time to get there. You can also see my armor is cooked. So let's get all the new ones. We have the iron now. I have legitimately been AFKing us pulverizing iron and gold for probably an hour, and we still have so much to do. But I think we do have now enough to make ourselves another storage module. I want to probably, if I can get there, make a 16K storage part. So as I showed before, our 4K requires some 1K storage parts and some basic processors, which we can now afford. The 16K again requires some of our 4Ks and improved processors, which is the gold version. So we can also now afford that, but it is going to be a little bit more expensive. So let's make as many of these as we can. And by as many as we can, I do just mean 12. I hope that's the math. Maybe we only needed 9. Maybe I'm stupid. That's okay. And I do think we're gonna reach the point again where I am out of slime. Ooh, and it looks like silicone. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to go get some of these resources. You've already seen me do it, so you don't need to see that again. So let me grab those, and then I'll be back. I've returned from my mission, and I've already made up some silicone here, and we're building up our basic processors that we needed. Now, though, I want to get started on building our advanced ones, which should just be, yep, replacing this. So for this one, we actually just need 4, and there we go. For whatever reason, I thought we needed another 12. Thankfully, we don't, at least not yet. But with our 12 basic processors, we should be able to make all of those that we need. And then the last thing should just be our improved processors, which should be done right now. There we go, a 16K storage part. That actually wasn't too bad. Is it crazy for me to want to do that 2 more times to get a 64K? Oh, by the way, I feel like I might have completely omitted this. I did build up an enchanting table here, mostly just to get that efficiency, 4 Fortune 3 thing. Really? There's nothing better? Ooh, let me make some diamond boots. If we're getting depth strider, we might as well. And I honestly, I don't know how I have 35 levels, but I do. Oh, blast protection. I guess that's okay. Ooh, dang. Holy cow, we are getting kitted up. Today is me infrastructure day, basically. I am getting kitted out like crazy. And I think if I can do it, I kind of want to enchant my axe. I'm breaking 3, that would be good. I was thinking about it a little bit more. I have everything I need other than the silicone and honey to be able to make a 64K storage part. That'll give us plenty of storage space. What is that? 16 times the amount that we have right now. And I kind of want that mostly for the quarry over there. We're gonna pump our quarry items in here once we have enough storage space. I don't think we do, even with 64,000, but I'm gonna pump it in here eventually, and I'd like to have a little bit more space than 16K. So I'll go out mining quickly, probably get some more sand while we're at it. Oh, and Endermen are always good. What are they doing? No, they can't all be real. If they're all real, that's hilarious. I'm gonna prep in thinking that they're real. Let's make this. Actually, I've been left speechless. Like, I'm so confused. Oh, no way. There actually are Endermen here. Come here. What were you doing? Standing on the ice. Just, like, not at all moving. I need your ender pearls. So, yeah, please give. Why are there so many Endermen? They are all over the place. It's like I have my own XP farm. Because what are you doing here? I bet what happened is that they continuously teleport out of my simulation distance and then like get soft locked. There's like 30. No, this is bizarre. If anyone's a Minecraft genius and knows what the heck is going on and why there are legitimately like 15 or 20 of these guys, please let me know. Okay? Everyone, come on. We have a meeting. Let's count up our loot. 6 ender pearls? That's actually low. I feel like I've killed about 12 of these guys. That is so bizarre. I mean, I'm so confused. So we're back at our base now. I am so nearly out of power. It is bad. But we are finishing up our raw advanced processors into advanced processor crafting. I think we actually should be good on 4K storage parts. So let's build those up, make ourselves a 16K, and now all we need to do is wait. Oh, they're done. How do I have so many? I don't know or remember. We should be able to make now our 64K storage part. Holy cow. So now all we need to do is pop this in a drive and so much item storage. This is fantastic. Our item storage should be good for the foreseeable future. I've left coal in here because if our power goes out, our inventory goes out, and that's not great. These chests are now empty. These had a bunch of our materials in it from our mining session. These can go back in here. We are set on disk drives. That is fantastic. Getting back though to the task at hand, a more efficient power source. I think we only have time to get the first little bit of it done, but that first little bit is setting up an automatic crop farm. We have this super jank one here that is manual, but an automated one obviously needs to be quite a bit bigger and needs to have a ton of open space. So I'm thinking we could put it over on this side of the house, or we could have it over here. The benefit over here is that obviously we have a ton more space. But what if I flatten out a lot of this land here and have it just be a massive wheat farm? I actually think I like the second idea because this is going to be a way more space. It should look pretty cool connected up to this thing, and we should be able to level it out at least by a few couple blocks. Like maybe we do this level here. How do we like that? I think that'll be pretty cool. We can replace this here with a retaining wall. Maybe we have the retaining wall go up until this spot here, maybe? So that it looks like it's still built into the house and everything. So let's get into a terraforming time lapse as I go about, I guess, flattening this whole area out. And then I can get back to you on how we're gonna set up our automated crop farm. Our automated crop farm is now set up, and I've gone along and added in machine frames here since we're going to need it at this level anyway. I do have pretty big beef with at least one thing in this mod. The machine frames, they count as a full block even though they're totally not. Like they could shrink this hitbox and it would be so much easier to place stuff underneath it and everything. It was such a pain to try to like go along here and place stuff along the side because like you should be able to place it from here. But if you try to place a block here, it will place it on top of the machine frame. It's the worst. But anyway, we have this in, and now we need a destroyer block to hook up to our machine frame, and we'll need to give it power, and that will then be able to go back and forth with everything. One worry with the machine frame though is that it'll just destroy any crop. So we need a way for it to know. Let me get up here. Can I not jump here? That would be nice. No, for it to know when a crop is fully grown. And I think we can check out the machine frame itself. We want a crop filter add-on on the side of it so that it knows, hey, we're looking to harvest crops. Wait until it's fully grown before you start harvesting anything. So I'm gonna make our required items. And here we go, our destroyer block. I now need to figure out how to make a crop filter add-on. Ooh, it requires a processing unit. I feel like we have made this before. And here we have our crop filter add-on. Do we have a speed add-on? That may be helpful. Actually, I'll probably want an efficiency add-on since I assume our crops aren't going to be growing that quickly. Sweet, and we have efficiency. So now comes the part of deciding where we want our machine destroyer block to be, because that's where we're going to be harvesting a lot of our resources from. And I feel like it would make sense to have it underneath our house, but I feel like that's kind of cop-outy. We then won't need to decorate anything in there. So maybe instead we have it over on this side. So this is part of my problem. I can't place this here because the machine frame block is in the way. And let's connect this up. It's going the wrong way. I can't believe it. I knew that one of the directions that I place it in, it won't connect up because it'll be facing the other way. I just assumed it faced towards you. But alas, that's of course not how it works. So we could pop in our crop filter add-on and our efficiency add-on. I suppose I could do 2 more efficiency add-ons from the looks of it, which is almost certainly worth doing. But now for power, we need to hook this thing up. This is going to be 1, incredibly expensive 2 power for us at the beginning, especially for the rates that we're gonna get of 1 crop a minute. But once it's at full speed and we have all of the seeds that we have in place, I just ran out. Once we have all the seeds in, it should be relatively efficient per wheat thing that we get. Well, I have 12 energy pipes right now. Not really a ton, but we could get it somewhere. We could get it maybe a little far. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I've mathed it out properly and I've gotten us to the right spot. Now we have to have it go all the way along here, all the way back to there. So let me go get more Electrum. Electrum is such a pain to get. It is actually so expensive. I'm hoping 24 is enough to fill the gap. I was right. Aha! So our guy should have power, right? I am right. And it's using 106 RF per tick. 106? 106,000. What are you using? 106 per tick. Honestly, not too shabby. We should, actually, I think some of these are fully grown, so we should see it check them, move on, and then it be good and dandy. I actually want to see if I can get more efficiency modules on this. It doesn't slow it down, it just makes it more energy efficient. So it would go the same speed, it would just use way less energy. I think 20% for each one. If we could put 2 on there, oh, actually, hold on, a yield upgrade is what we would want, because this doubles byproduct amount in Fragment Forge, increases block breaking yield in Block Destroyer and in Dreadic lasers. Whoa, wait, doubles the byproduct amount in a Fragment Forge? So that's this. This is quite expensive, but this is, I think, the next step in... Oh, it's got 5 add-on slots. This is the next step in ore production, and we might do that next episode or the episode after, because if I can double the output, let me show you. We could basically duplicate ingots, if that's really how that works, because we could turn it into dust and then cook it, and if it doubles it, then we could do double the dust into itself. I don't know if that's how it works. I'm gonna be so honest, but I would like to make a yield add-on. This is something we can't afford just yet. I've gotten the yield update grade, and there is an Enderman teleporting around like crazy, but we have our yield upgrade. I think, yeah, this side's full. We can pop it here, and we should see fortune. Okay, there is a maximum of 3, but on our quarry, that is almost certainly worth doing if we're able to. Maybe instead of speed, not that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, we've already seen this working. You, sir, can you come in here? Oh, okay, good. I was really worried that he was going to be able to squeeze through the gap. He is still so tall. Fantastic. Oh boy, we have a lot of work to get through before we get anywhere near. Does it not replace it? Hold on. This is useless if it doesn't replace it for me. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's gotta be a thing that lets me replace it. Wait, do I need, it's the creator block? It's a placer block. It can also be used to plant seeds in farmland. That's a little annoying, but I guess it makes sense. So we need one of those. That is something I did not account for whatsoever. I guess, how do you make it? Oh, it's a little expensive, but we can afford this. And I guess we just have to hope. Oh, hello. I guess we just have to hope that it can be on the same machine frame. I would throw a fit if it can't. I'm gonna be so honest, like it kind of has to, but it is still a concern. Let's make this, let's pop it on, let's see if it works, and I'm kind of hoping that it just does. Okay, so here's our placer block. We should be able to connect this up. How many? Oh, it's just a 1 block sized thing. That may mean add-ons are a little bit challenging on it, but I feel like all we kind of need is the speed. So I think it's fine. Let's pop it here. And I do have enough cables. There we go. Okay, it can be used on the same machine frame. It is working great. I think I need, there's something called like a filter. I guess this is it. You guys are the worst. You're actually horrible. You spawn in and you immediately trample all my crops. What the heck? I tried to build this wall around it so that they couldn't do this specifically. That's why I have walls everywhere, and apparently not enough. So the reason I brought up an item filter is that I'm hoping that we'll be able to transfer items from our quarry right here over to this thing. Can we even add add-ons to this? Is that a thing that we can do? Oh, only to the bottom? Okay. Okay, so that means we can't power it from the bottom. That's perfectly fine. But only 1 add-on is a bit of a bummer. Back to our item filter block though. If we pop in something like this, throw in an item filter here, and then pop this here, I think what we'll be able to do is, oh boy. If I grab seeds, I put these in here, then we can, if I put seeds in here, oh, I can't put items back in here. That's okay, we have to wait for our destroyer block to get back. It's close to the start. It should be able to harvest stuff, get the seeds, and throw them over through here. Uh-oh. We have seeds in here, and it's not... So it worked for wheat, but it didn't work for seeds. What if I put wheat in there, and I turn off the whitelist, then it works. I want to see seeds go through from our machine... Our breaking machine, destroying block. Okay, confirmed, there are wheat seeds in here. This is set to allow list wheat seeds. The problem is if I turn this off, then it transfers items. But only when I turn it off. So why is this not filtering? Is it because the wheat has nowhere to go? Is that the difference? So let's say I put a chest right here for the wheat to output into. No, everything goes in here. What? Those are the input sides and they output to the other side. I can't believe it. Oh, and now there's a bad guy underneath my tree. There's 100 bad guys underneath my trees. So it turns out I have this backwards. And that makes sense as to why it's not working. Ow, I tried to hide. So I think if I put it this way, and then I set the filter. What? What? Do I need two of them? Do I need two of them for it to actually filter? We can put this on this side of the chest, set the filter to wheat. There we go. Yeah, so it checks the wheat spot first, and if that can't go anywhere, then it can't move the seeds. So if we make it the seeds move themselves, then it looks like it works pretty well. Okay, fantastic. Well, now the last step we need to do is wait in AFK for this to fill up fully. I think I'm also going to go grab an efficiency add-on for this. How much does this actually use? 64 RF per tick. Well, this one uses 106, which means, what, we're using 170 total between these two? If I wanted more energy efficiency, I'd put it on this one, but I don't think I need a different add-on for this. If there are any good add-ons for either of these that I'm obviously missing, let me know. And also let me know if the yield add-on does anything. I would assume it does, having fortune on a thing, but if it doesn't, let me know and I can switch it out with an efficiency add-on. Maybe I go, let's see, which one's cheaper for me right now? Yield, we can actually afford. So can this one. Let's do another yield add-on. I already have a few efficiency add-ons on our quarry, which I may replace with yield. Especially if we get this up and running, I'd much prefer fortune 2 or 3 on our quarry than additional speed or energy efficiency. Our second machine yield add-on is added. We're at fortune 2. Oh, and it looks like our destroyer block is in the thick of it. This is going to take so long. Let's get into an AFK time lapse of this just filling itself out. I think it's going to be so satisfying. And then I think we'll be at the end of the video. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, and I suppose I'll see you in the next one. So enjoy the time lapse.